this is it. Now I've got to make sure stuff's working. Bear with me for a second. So, looking for myself to make sure things are happening. Your channel says I'm live. So there we go, I'm live. Okay. About a week ago, a relative of mine mentioned that they were going to get somebody to do some 3D printing for them. I thought, that sounds interesting. 3D printing sounds fun. So I did a bit of web searching and stuff, and kind of immersed myself for the weekend in everything about 3D printing, because I know nothing about 3D printing. I just know that years ago, when people started getting into it, it was a very frustrating hobby because the technology was new. There's lots of mistakes when people were printing, making messes. But now I think it's a good time to get into 3D printing. So, you know, people might say bad choice. Some people are going to say great choice, but I ended up choosing the Elegoo Neptune Pro 4. And I almost got the Neptune Pro 3. I had it in my shopping trolley. But then just at the last moment, I watched another review and saw that one of the downsides to the Neptune Pro 4 was the noise. And this is kind of my dungeon, so no one's down here. The noise is not an issue. So the improvements in the Neptune Pro 4 were enough for me to decide, pay the extra money, get it. So I'm starting out on a budget. I'm not going to spend a heap of money on a 3D printer yet. Maybe one day if I get right into it, then you know, might spend a bit more money. But here, this is going to get me started. So let's unbox this baby. Now on top here, I was really surprised how fast this came. So Elegoo, the website is based in Shenzhen, China. So like a lot of technology comes from China, of course. But obviously they've got you know, distribution points here in Australia, because this came, I ordered this on Sunday and it was here on Thursday. Pretty good. And I'm also starting on a budget with my filament. I had a whole stack of filament in the shopping cart, but I didn't have enough money, so I just narrowed it down to 2 rolls. I got a white and a grey. So I figured that if you like creating stuff, you can also paint it. So we could paint some things if we need to, but I'm just going to look over here. Okay, just making sure I keep an eye on that. All right. So I was going to do you know, a recording of this unboxing and all that, and edit it and everything, but who cares? Just going to get into it. I'm not messing around with editing. If you want to have a look, you'll have a look. You can skip through if it's boring. Anyway, so there we go. Now, the first thing I learned about, well, maybe not the first, but one of the things I learned about filament pretty quickly is that it does absorb moisture, apparently. So that's why it's like suctioned into this wrapping, and there's a silica gel packet in there to keep it, you know, keep the moisture out of it. So there we go. There's my filament. Pop that down there. Now, I've also read that this baby is very easy to set up. I hope so. I've never set up a 3D printer at all. I'm not dumb, but it's also beyond my experience level. So setting up a 3D printer. Very nicely packaged. yeah, people were saying that they could set this up and be printing within like 20 or 30 minutes. So we'll see. Maybe they're experienced in setting stuff up. So got some glue stick, possibly for putting on the bed when you want good adhesion, from what I've read so far. All right, so like they say, read the manual. So first of all, I've got to make sure I got all the bits. Looks pretty simple. I'd say most of the setup is just, you know, standing it upright and attaching it to the bed. So I get all the bits out anyway. I recognise some parts, and some parts I've got no idea. Okay. Something. Pop stuff down there. Okay. This looks pretty important. This looks pretty important, yes. I don't want to touch anything I shouldn't. So it seems pretty sturdy. And it's got steel rollers and everything. So there were some improvements on the Pro 3, or the Neptune 3, and included more steel bits. And that just means that you also got to make sure you keep them lubricated. Am I doing wrong sitting that down? Might put some of that foam under it. Okay. Oh, yes, that's very important, that one. Okay. What else is going on here? Some nice looking braided cables. I wonder if it tells you how to unpack it, because probably not. Okay, no, just get it out. Get it out of the box. This is a feature I really like. You can, you got your little digital screen wherever you want it. So if you've got your machine up high, you don't have to try and get up there to look at the screen. It's not at a bad angle. If you can put it whatever angle you want, depending on the lighting. So it's very flexible. I like that. One of the top, well, not top features, but pretty good feature to sway me towards the Elegoo Neptune product. I think the Neptune Pro 3 has the same kind of screen. Very well packed. Okay, so all that's attached in one piece. That's why you don't have to put much together. It's already pretty much assembled. And all right, look at that. I've got to find a spot for that. Let's make sure there's nothing else important in there. Seems pretty empty. Chuck the box. I'll actually keep the box for a while, just in case. Now, what do I do? So that's showing what it looks like when it's done from front and side view. Packing list. Saying it's got a bag of fasteners. Oh yeah, I was worried about tools. But it's got some tools in there. Sweet. Giveaway. It's a little USB. Got my money's worth. So, oh, that's pretty cool. So it's a USB, but in the other end, it's a little SD card, micro SD, or whatever you call it. Okay, got some fittings, cables. That's probably a network cable, perhaps. Actually, my router is just over there. If I could set up nearby, put it right on the network. Wouldn't that be nice? Oh, look, and even another 8 GB. It's a SanDisk copy, NetAC, and a couple of extra of those little head things, extrusion heads or whatever they're called. See, I'm total noob. Oh, that would be the little pin for cleaning out the nozzle. Put that back in there because shouldn't be dirty at this point. Grease, good. Got the silicone grease. Now, okay, so that's the base unit and the gantry frame. Gantry frame, that's the terminology that I didn't know. My little tools. My introductory roll of PLA filament. Also vacuum sealed. And some little thing in Chinese that I can't read. Just to say that, you know, past quality tests. All right, so PM3 by 16 screws. So that's step one. Step one. Oh, there's an instructional video. Yeah, well, too late. I can't watch the instructional video, but I should be able to figure it out. From the rear, attach the print head assembly using 2 PM3 16 screws. So let's get screws out. PM3 16s. Well, there they are. There's 2. Lucky. PM3 times 16, so it's probably like 1.6 mils or something. The 16. So 2 of those. Put these other ones back because they're that PM3 8s. So it wants me to put the print head on before I even set up the gantry. Let's move that there then. And again, can you move that? I don't want to move it manually. So, okay, didn't break it yet. Here's the print head. And I need that doobalaki. So which way is it facing? Flip it over. So I'm approaching it from here. Man, I don't want to drop this. How about I do it like this? So that little doobalaki is facing up ways. Let's unwrap it like that. 2 of the cable strain relief bracket. The what? the cable strain relief bracket. This is the cable strain relief bracket, and the little thingos are facing inwards by the looks. So meant to just that's what it's saying. It's gonna do what I'm told. Everyone's looking at me saying, no, no, not that way, you idiot. Yeah, it is not that way. It's from this way. On the same side as the wheels. And it's kind of facing the wheels. What? So, yeah, all right. So that's gone through, but it doesn't screw into anything yet. And it's going to be easier if I put a bit of gravity to hold the screws. What are those heads? It's like a little... It's more like a Allen key head. I thought it was going to be a... What's your face? Phillips head. That one. Right, so I want to make sure I get this right. So they're going to go in there. So the print head is going to go there. Is this dodgy, brothers, or what? I'm going to got to do the others from the other side. Okay, so like that. And then 2 PM 3 8 screws to affix the underside of the print head. Where? There. All right, should have got those guys and left them out. Feel like I could have done with another set of hands. You watch me drop one of these. Okay, I'm going to do this back to front. I'm going to forget that for a sec. I feel like it would have been easier to attach the gantry to the bed. So what it wants me to do is put those little PM 3 8 screws through there. Hopefully this is the hardest part. Get them started. All right. It's attached. I'll just do them up kind of finger tight. Not too tight. Like that, and hopefully should be easy enough to attach that little thing over now. Let me get a bit of this foam so I can create a safety bed for my dinner. Just don't want it banging on the table. Maybe I'm being overcautious. Okay. It survived the journey here, so surely it can survive me. All right, now my little bracket thingo is going to face, those little hooks there are going to face the printer. The print head. Go. Okay, made it through step one. From the front, I fixed the remaining 2 PM8 screws in the underside. We're talking about. There's 2 more. There's 2 already there. Okay, so I did that. Oh, I did those before. So I did, should be 2 more on this side somewhere. I can't see. That's weird. Saying there's 2 more to go in here. Oh, right there. It's so dark around here. So one of these fellas. This is going to be a bit tight. Right in next to that roller. Got it. That's one. Yep. So there's 2 little holes either side of that bottom roller. And a screw needs to go in there. Another one on the other side. Got it. My big fat fingers still managed to do it. Okay. I think I'm going to miss the 20-minute mark where people say they can set it up and start printing stuff in 20 minutes. I'm just going to tighten these up a bit tighter now since everything's in place. Okay, that's number 2 done. I've used 1 bag of screws. I reckon the rest should hopefully be a bit easier. All right, here we go. We're going to start attaching the gantry to the bed. I need the Big Mama. These are good, pretty good quality Allen wrenches too. They're better than the ones I own. So they're going in the toolbox. Okay. So I want to get my gantry. There's pretty much no text on these pages. It's just like, do this, do that, do this and that. So we're to the point where it's going to start coming together. And I want it facing this way. And this is going to go here. But to access it from underneath. Maybe I should have watched the video. I reckon if you did watch the video, yeah, you might get it done really quick. But here's me, complete noob, never done any 3D printing or set anything like this up, and I'm doing it the hard way. The old way, old-fashioned, reading a manual. And probably would help to have another set of hands too, but, you know, could make for fun viewing if I drop it and smash it. So my HM5 45s are going to go through the bottom. So here we go. Luckily, I can see where it's headed. If I can get the first one in, that's a good start. Here we go. Get that finger tight. Seems like there's a fair bit of thread yet to go in, see? Maybe I'll try and get a bit of that thread in. Again, I think I'll get some assistance from my friend here. Just hold it up for me. Maybe two friends. Thanks, guys. That's better. Here we go, pulling some thread in now. Might as well get the other one in. Pretty good. Tighten it up while I'm here, giving that gantry a bit of support. Here we go. Thank you, guys. Thanks for your help. Part 2. This looks really nice, like the, this aluminium frame, and just the quality of the build seems pretty good. I like the look of it so far. Not disappointed at all. This one's, come on, dude. Behave. Is that going in? Seems to be going in. There we go. So you'd think this gantry, the stability of the gantry, is going to be pretty important when you got that print head flicking around everywhere printing. The faster things print, the more solid they got to be. So hopefully it's pretty solid. Looks pretty solid. Probably important too to make sure these are fairly tight. There's no play in them. I don't want to tighten them so much that it strips, because it's only screwing into aluminium. Seems pretty good. Now I think that's the hard part. All the balancing and everything's done. Now I've just got to step number 2 is I'm gonna, on this, what are we up to? Step number 4. Moving along. Step number 4, I've got to attach, where is that? This little blighter. That's the pad, the thing to hold the display pad thingy, LCD screen. So what I'm going to need is PM420s. PM420s. Okay, pretty straightforward. Yeah. Firstly, though, I've got to make sure I've got the right one of these before I go too far. And I don't. go. So line up those holes. Magnetic. Silly comment. You can watch the replay. Why aren't people at school? Wait a sec. Wait a second. How's that mount? I better look, hey? Better look more carefully. Yeah, it's supposed to be like that. Oh, yeah. Of course. Need some elevator music. It's might be easy, but it's still awkward. So, yeah, that's another cool feature about this LCD, the removable LCD, is that its little home base here is magnetic. So it's not going to slip off and crash to the floor. One more screw for that. Let's do it like this. It seems like it's cross-threaded. I'm going to back out. That's annoying. It's a bit of a rough spot there getting through. Can't be cross-threaded, but it's just a bit tight. I hope that's not going into anything important. Doesn't look like it. So maybe that's the first little design issue. Let's just make sure it's not me putting the wrong screw in. But no, 3 of the same size screws. PM20s. There's my PM420s. And this front one is just taking some effort to get in. It's like it wasn't drilled correctly right through. Let me take it back out. Oh, there we go. It was all skew-if. Don't know how that happened. Still a bit tight. Yeah, it's starting to move. There we go. Phew! Could have been the first fail. Alrighty. What's next? Okay, done that. Step 5. Plug in your little LCD display. Ready? Click. Oh, that's nice. Plugs nicely into the front there. the old style RG whatevers, telephone looking cable. So now it wants me to put on the reel holder. What's that thing? Oh, that's the fans. They are the fans. So here's my reel holder, and I need PM418s. I see they're little sliding holes, so you can position it where you like, but I say this little guy is going to dictate where you can put it. That would probably be the fans. Power for the fans, maybe, or oh no, it's I know. It's got a little detector. Little detector to tell the machine when it's about to run out of filament, and it pauses the print. So that's another cool feature. Which way am I supposed to put this? Also, what size Allen key do I need? This fella. Better make sure I know what I'm doing here. Yep, that's correct. I got it facing towards the back. Get back here. I would like it perfectly centered right over the logo. Is it going in or what? Must be. What are you doing? Why is that just spinning? Surely, maybe I've got to pull against it. Tell me, book. When installing the cable clamp, you will need to first organize the cables. I'm not talking about the cable clamp. So, this seems to just spin. It's attached, but it's not pulling in thread. Or is it? There we go. It is. That's a lot of turns. Something. Is that correct? Surely there's something going on there. Like it's tightening up, but why do I have to turn it a million times? Unless it doesn't pull solid. Might be as tight as it gets. All right, I'm going to go with that. I think it just hangs onto the rail, but you don't make it super tight. So I'd say just mount your spool. What's going on here? There we go, mount your spool. And screw that back in. Now we've got to do the cable clamps. So 6 6, 7, 8. So there's a filament, the filament detector, the filament detection sensor. Very important little device. Now that needs to go on the side of the spoolie thing. And we're using the big one. Okay, flick him over. Now, how's that gonna? So filament's got to come through there. What? Okay, goes like that. Makes sense, hopefully. So, this is supposed to flop around. Because it does. Or is that just dumb me? No. Before, okay. You know what? When I finish this, I'll probably have to go back and watch the video to make sure I've done it right. But that little sensor kind of moves around. It doesn't feel like it's very secure there. Let's get all the cables in place first though. So this fella is gonna go up somewhere. Looks, there's supposed to be a little clamp somewhere, isn't there? That's on the top of. Am I supposed to use zip ties or something? Well, there's another cable clamp. Cable clamp. Thanks for telling me. So, PM4 8. PM4 8. Where are you? PM4. What are you doing to me? Should have been in there. No, there's a PM3 8. Where's a PM4 8? Where is it? Oh, it's in with the flipping cable clamp. Confuse me, why don't you? So the cable clamp goes on top of something. Come on, just make it easy for me. On top of there. Right, so it goes, looks like you got to put the cable through first. So it's probably a good idea that I've left it up high because you want enough cable to go right up the top. Mhm. How's that going to work? So you got your cable clamp here through the back here. Right. Can I move that down? No? Come on. Let's look at this picture. Well, that's just weird to me. So there's a cable clamp. Cable clamp's supposed to go onto that, but this whole unit is in the way. How's that go there? It's not making sense. Cable can't go under there. Let me have a look at any pictures. That's just how to use the screeny thing. Need a closer picture. I haven't even put the fan on yet. So all the pictures they've got here later on doesn't even show the cable. So you can't really use that as a guide. So okay, so the cable comes up. It's supposed to go round the back, so it's got to dodge these here things. But how does it get past that thing? It's not making sense. And then how does it get to the print head? It's have to go under there. There, like that. You know what? I want to look at a picture of one. Let's see if we can find cable attachment. Let's hopefully there's some images. Okay. Well, there's some places selling this for a lot more than I paid. Okay. There's a picture of it. Odd cable clip. People are calling it odd. This is on Reddit. Hopefully it doesn't tell me to use the app. Odd cable clip, that's on the Neptune 3. Right, yeah, so you pretty much just got to angle it away. Okay. People are talking about it, calling it odd. Yeah, I got a good question. No, it's been answered. Who needs that cable? Who even needs it? You know, the other thing doesn't even seem wide enough. Look, if I put the screw right through there, it's going to go through the cable. What? Unless it's... Jeez. Yeah, I'm going to put this together, and then later I'll see a video to say you did it wrong. Okay, so there's a little knobby thing there. That's obviously going to go... right, that helps it angle it away. I think. Let's try. So I don't want it going through that bottom one. Okay, gonna do it like that. So that means I can attach it now and then thread the cable through. Let's do that. I may need to put something else through there. That's gone there. Who else needs to be attached? Probably these guys. Where's that guy going? He probably wants to go through there. Someone look it up. So that guy's going to the print head, I think, or the fan or something. This one of these guys is just hanging around here. So these guys can stay there. Hopefully that's correct. Fat fingers. Let's try that again. That's a really weird way to hold your cable. Okay. Let's go. So now, hopefully I can get the cable into that clip. Oh, this is not convenient. I'll loosen that so I can spin it. Right. Okay, this is probably the worst part of the design setup so far. And obviously that little clamp grabs the webbing on the cable too, so you can't just slide it along to where you want it. It just doesn't seem right. Who agrees? So, and okay, I'm going to guess these steps. That's the X motor, and that is, no, that was the Y motor, and this is the X motor. Something like that. Now somehow, if that whole thing was down, it would be easier. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. That's the belt tension. I probably missed a step if it was in the video of how to lower that. Because if that was lowered, it would be much easier. Oh, knees. So I can't really force it down. Okay, so got that cable thing in. And now I've got to get this one in. Maybe if I attach it first. Yeah. Nice. It's got some little clamps to hold that in. Now I've got to feed this cable into that clamp. That was a bit easier than the other thing. You wouldn't want the print head going up this high because it seems to just bang all the cables into the top of the gantry. Definitely goes under the gantry. Before I run anything, I'm definitely going to check the video. Okay, now on the back. On the back. We've got my fan unit. Fan unit, so you get the option to turn this on or off. So if you don't want to disturb anyone, you can turn it off. So the fan's going to face like that. So what screws do I need? Okay, I need some 45s. There we are. 45s. Only three? 3 45s. Pop them in first. Make sure I've got the right size dingo. There we go. Okay. Be good. So I wonder who those smarty pants were that said this is a 20-minute setup. Ooh, what's that? What's that? It's like a little screw hole there. I wonder what goes in there. Nothing in the pictures. Not yet, anyway. Maybe nothing. Hope nothing, because I didn't put nothing in there. I don't even know why it has fans. Don't you want the thing to get hot? But maybe it's, I think it needs to get hot and then cool for certain parts. I don't know. Yeah. say you were doing some parts that were gonna, what do they call them? Supports that need to break off at the end of the print. Maybe they've got to be done with a cooler nozzle. I don't know. Interesting question. So I've already plugged in X and Y. Yeah, everything in this book is showing that with the gantry thing halfway down. I don't know. How was I supposed to get it to halfway down? That would have made things a lot easier. But I wasn't about to force it down, because that whole thing has to rotate. This little shaft has to spin for things to go up and down. So I can't see how that happens. Oh, I could do it manually. Look at that. I'm going to do that. Happy days. Makes it a bit easier to access everything. The thing I want to make sure is that I've got enough cable. Well, I had enough cable because it was right at the top, but I also want to make sure this doesn't rub on that, because if that's going up and down, it's actually turning on that cable. I feel like that's a dumb design. And it would be taking a lot of that grease off. I'm going to turn it out further. Where's that dude going? Better read it instead of making it up. So, yeah, did all that. I guessed that. Pretty good guess. Down the bottom here, got to join. What do we do? Two of them are going to join and one's going to plug into that. What's this say? Z. The Z axis stepper motor is plugged in. Now these two, if I plug these in, is it going to explode? Let's find out. What? That doesn't even... It doesn't even look right. Oh, there we go. No explosion. All right. Now, okay. You going to tell me anything else? Okay, the rear cooling fan is turned off when selecting the silent mode. So you can print in silent mode. It's saying I've done everything, but it's telling lies, because I haven't even put a plug in for the fan. That's missing from the manual. And it, oh yeah, I've got to plug in this little dude. Like that. You see what I mean? It's kind of floppy, is that right? I'll be checking that. And finally, that's the only thing left to plug in. It doesn't have that part in the manual. And this thing. Yeah. It also doesn't show where that cable is supposed to go for the fan. It would make sense to have it in a cable holder, but now it's in the way of this dude. confusing. All right, that's going to have to do it. There's still two things not plugged in here. What? Where are they going, guys? Where do you plug in? Oh, here they are. Oh, I'm dumb. Oh yeah, I was dumb. Didn't read it properly. So that plugs into that one. I was trying to join these two things together. Maybe there would have been an explosion if I turned it on. Yeah. There we go. And that guy plugs in there. I'm not even brave enough to turn it on yet. Says everything's connected. So that's the Elegoo Neptune Pro 4. Should I put on the test filament? One thing I'll have to keep an eye on is it's a little bit humid down in this room. It's a bit like a basement. So I'm going to have to, if I'm having print errors, it could be that the filament has absorbed moisture. So I'll have to avoid that. Well, they're little zip tie thingos or whatever they're called. Oh, they're a fail. Don't use your mum's good scissors for this. Cutting wire. Don't use the dressmaking scissors. Okay. Yeah, I think they need to invest in better little twist ties. That's the worst part so far. As well as a couple of steps missing from the instruction manual. So I don't even need to take that roll thing off. So it's going to go like that. Come through. I guess that's why it's wobbly. So that it's, you know, doesn't get caught or something. Because that part here was already attached and it's wobbly too. That's not a screw that I had to put in. And it's wobbly. So it's like it's got a limited thread so that it doesn't get fully tightened. Tell me I'm right. Okay, I think I'm done. So what do you reckon? Was that easy? I've already done a 3D design while I was waiting for this to come. So I'll do the test print when I'm confident it's all set up right. I'll do the test print and go through the software because the next part of the manual is the software. Level the bed and all that kind of stuff. And then I'll do the test print. And then if all goes well, I'll print my little model and see if it works. Might do another little video about that. But for now, she's set up, ready to roll, hopefully. And I'll read the details about how to... Oh, remember I said, hey, what's that? There's a little screw hole. What's that? Duh. It's the filament hole. So, yeah, I'll work out how to do that properly. And let's have our first print. Right now, I'm going offline. I actually have to go and do some work. But this is set up. Can't wait to play with it. Neptune Pro 4 or Neptune 4 Pro. Hey, thanks, Hat Master Gaming. Maybe I won't use that filament. Might ruin my print head. Okay, I'm signing out. Thanks, guys.